I am a survivor of the RMS Titanic. And even now, decades later, I can still hear the music, smell the salt air, and feel the icy terror of that night. It was April 1912, and I boarded the Titanic in Southampton, England. They called it unsinkable, a floating palace that stretched nearly 900 feet long and over 10 stories high, the largest and most luxurious ship the world had ever seen. She was divided by class. First class was elegance, beyond belief: crystal chandelier, Turkish baths, a grand staircase lined with carved oak and wrought iron. They dined on 10-course meals and waltzed to a live orchestra. Second class was respectable, clean, well-furnished, with its own dining salon and library. And third class, where I was simpler, but still better than most ships. We had bunk beds, shared bathrooms, and a common dining area. Many of us were immigrants, Irish, Scandinavian, Italians seeking a better life in America. The atmosphere was hopeful, even joyful. Life on board was splendid. We passed time walking the decks, talking, eating, singing. The first-class passengers spoke of fortunes, politics, and art. We watched them from a distance, men in tailcoats and women in gowns, unaware that destiny leveled us all. On the night of April 14th, the sea was like glass. The stars were bright, and there was a biting cold. At 11:40 p.m., a jolt ran through the ship. At first, we barely noticed. But then came the whispers. We hit an iceberg. The officers moved briskly. Lifeboats were uncovered. And yet, most didn't believe we were in danger. But the truth soon became clear. Water was rushing into the lower decks. The unsinkable ship was dying. Panic spread. There were only 20 lifeboats, enough for barely half the souls aboard. The rule was women and children first, and the crew tried to maintain order. I helped a young mother and her 2 children into a lifeboat before I jumped into the frigid sea myself, clinging to wreckage for hours until I was pulled aboard the Carpathia, the ship that came to rescue us. Of the 2,224 passengers and crew, only about 710 survived. Over 1,500 lives were lost to the freezing Atlantic. Many were trapped below decks. Others died in the water within minutes. The Titanic went down in just over 2 hours. And with her sank not only people, but dreams, fortunes, and illusions. We survivors never forgot. Some carried guilt. Others told their stories to honor those who couldn't. The world changed after that. New maritime laws. Better lifeboat regulations. 24-hour radio watches. But no law could erase the memory of that majestic ship, or the sound of her hull splitting beneath our feet. I was there when the band played their final hymn. I saw the lights flicker and die. I felt the cold bite of history. I lived, and because I lived, I remember.